Alright, so I'm just starting with this basic question. Is x plus 5 a factor of x squared plus 9x plus 20? And I've heard from a lot of you already that that answer is yes, because you factored it and x plus 5 was one of the factors. Okay, that's what I'm hearing right now. So, if I ask you this question right here, is x plus 5 a factor of x squared plus 9x plus 20? Most of you said yes, because it factors to x plus 5 times x plus 4. So you guys came up with your answer of yes because you actually went ahead and factored it and realized that was one of the factors. That's where I think everybody's at in the room, and that's exactly what I expected to happen. Okay? So here's my next question then. Is x plus 2 a factor of this long polynomial? Are you going to be quick to answer that? No, why not?
Because there's more than 3 terms.
There's more than 3 terms, so in other words, it's hard to do what? It's hard to factor that. I don't even know how to factor that. Okay? So, right away, your answer is, I don't know. And why is our answer I don't know? Because we don't know how to factor that, right? Because I can't factor that. So that's where we're at right now. I don't know. Because I can't factor it. So here's my next question to you. Is there something else you could think about that might help you determine a yes or no answer on this? Yes. Oh, we got a yes. I'm interested.
Plug it into your calculator.
Plug what into your calculator?
-2.
-2. That is awesome. Hey, nobody got that first hour. Yesterday. Okay.
Oh, I get it.
Do you remember the connection I asked us to make between zeros and factors? What is a zero, by the way? What makes a number, like when we did, like when we found all the zeros here, okay? Well, I didn't do the last two, you did here, but when we found the zeros to this, this is a zero, this is a zero, those are both zeros. What are zeros?
If you factor it into a number and it all cancels out.
Clean that up. I mean, you're close. I think I know what you mean.
Then
You substitute that number in it for
Big
x
for
over
x.
0.
Good. If you plug that number in for x, you will get a 0 for y, right?
I think I get what you mean on -2.
Okay, yep.
Because that's the factor, it's not the 0.
Mhm.
So the 0 for that one would be -2, so that's why we would use -2.
Yep. If this is a factor, then what is a 0?
Negative.
-2. So if this is a factor, then -2 would have to be a 0. And if -2 is a 0, when I plug in -2 for x, I better get a 0 for y. So that is how you could check to see if that is a factor or not. Okay? If x plus 2 is a factor, then x equals -2 is a 0. Well, let's check. Let's check to see if -2 is in fact a 0. Alright? So -2 to the 4th plus 10 times -2 cubed plus 21 times -2 squared plus 6 times -2 minus 8. Let's see if that gives us 0. Okay? -2 to the 4th is 16. -2 cubed is -8 times 10 would be -80. -2 squared is 4 times 21 would be 84. -2 times 6 would be -12. And then minus 8. So 16 minus 80 is -64. Plus 84 makes 20. Minus 12 makes 8. Minus 8 more makes 0. So, yes, x plus 2 is a factor. Do you follow that logic?
The only thing I'm confused on is, do we, for the degree, do we do that as well if it's still in there?
Well, I'm confused.
Or, I don't think it's called degree. The you know how, like, -2 and then it has a 4? Do we still use that 4?
Yeah, oh yeah. Because when you plug in a number for x, the first thing you do with that number is you raise it to the 4th power. On here, when you plug in a number for
So
x, you
just
raise it to the 3rd power and take it
The
times
power,
10.
not the degree. That's what I was trying
Yeah.
to say.
Yep.
So we still use the power.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, you have to substitute it in and do what the polynomial is expressing. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay? So if I ask you if something is a factor or not, do you really have to factor it? No. On this problem up here, the very first one I asked you, did you really have to factor this? No. You could have just plugged in what number? -5. Right? What's -5 squared? 25. What's 9 times -5? -45. 25 plus -45 is -20 plus 20 makes 0. So you didn't even have to factor on that first one. You just could have plugged in a -5. If you got 0, you say, yes, it is a factor. What if you don't get 0? No, it's not a factor. Okay? Yes? No? Okay. So, we're not going to do any of these right now, but eventually you will do some simple problems here. Okay?
The only thing I'm struggling with...
One second. Okay, one second. You'll do some simple problems that says state if the given binomial is a factor of the given polynomial. So in other words, they want to know if k minus 2 is a factor of this. So what will you do? Plug in a 2 into this expression, and if you get 0, you say yes, it is a factor. If you don't get 0, you say no, this is not a factor. Pretty straightforward.
So it's basically what we did, like the irrational, rational, like giving that.
We didn't write on my tab.
Say that again.
For like the test, how we picked if it was rational, irrational, and stuff. We'll pick if it's a factor or not.
Yeah, you'll in this case you'll plug in 2,
Okay.
and if you get 0, you say yes, it is a factor. If you don't get 0, you say no, it is not a factor. Okay.
The only thing I'm confused on is, like, for 11, it would be +2, right?
I plug in a 2. Yep.
But then what would be the answer for the -8p cubed? Like, would you do
Well,
-8 times 2 first? And
no,
then
you always do exponents first.
Okay.
PEMDAS,
Okay.
parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division.
Okay.
Exponents always come first.
Where's the light?
So it would be 64.
2 cubed, which is 8, times -8, so it'll be minus 64.
Yeah, minus 64, and then
Yep, and then
plus.
you gotta plug 2 in everywhere.
So -64 times 2 would be that one. Okay, that makes sense.
On my test, will